Welcome to Inspired Living with Keri Murphy, the podcast, where as your host each and every week, I am going to inspire you and empower you to share your message and step into that big vision you see for yourself. I'll be bringing you celebrity interviews, influencer insights, and my personal tips from decades as an on-camera talent, TV host, media expert, and entrepreneur, so you can build a brilliant seven-figure brand. Because when you're inspired, you inspire others. So let's go. Hey, it's Keri Murphy, and welcome back to Inspired Living TV, where we inspire lives and empower entrepreneurs. And I am telling you, if you are an entrepreneur, there are things that you are dealing with every day. You are thinking constantly about how to stand out in an ever-growing, saturated marketplace. You're wondering how you can do things differently so people aren't copying you all the time. And you're looking to scale and grow so you can make a bigger difference in the world. Well, I'm telling you, it is Girl Crush Day somewhere, because I am sitting down with one of my girl crushes, Amanda Tress, who is the founder of The Faster Way to Fat Loss. Amanda, thank you for joining me.
I'm thrilled to be here.
I do have such a girl crush on you, not only because you're damn cute, but because you really are wickedly smart when it comes to business. And we're here right now in Arizona to mastermind and collaborate, which I love. And I'm so glad we had this opportunity to sit down, because everyone needs to know about not only the results that you give people, but how you've built this incredible multi-seven-figure business in a short amount of time. So let's start with what in the world is the faster way to fat loss?
Great question. Good question.
Because if it has to do with fat loss, every girl just was like, what is it?
The Faster Way to Fat Loss is my 6-week intermittent fasting and carb cycling program. It is the best fat loss program on the market. It's a very effective way to lean out and build muscle. I focus on nutrition through my program, but we also do effective workouts. It took me about 10 full years to crack the code and finally find the right food cycle for my clients who were experiencing a plateau. I was frustrated, my gym clients were frustrated, I was a certified nutritionist as well, and just thinking like, why aren't the strategies that I was taught that through my nutrition certification working for my clients?
Which is pretty much just eating less and working out more, right? Why isn't it working?
Right, and so I did quite a bit of research. I started using my gym clients as guinea pigs with some experimentation, and ultimately landed on what is now the Fast Way to Fat Loss food cycle. We've had now over 60,000 clients go through the program. We have
60,000 clients. Yes. You're doing something right.
Yes, we have tens of thousands of success stories, so it's been very exciting, but that is the Fast Way to Fat Loss in a nutshell.
Okay, so let's go back to intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about the business side, but first, you knew I grew up like group exercise and trainer, and there's a lot of kind of buzz right now. It's almost like when things became fat-free, everyone got on the train. Intermittent fasting is different though. Like it's very popular right now, but why is it so successful? Like why do people get such great results?
Yeah, really great question. So intermittent fasting is not simply a fad, and it is not a diet. It is actually an eating schedule. And what you were taught, what I was taught, and what most of the listeners were taught for decades is that we should eat mini meals through the day.
Right, 5 meals a day.
Yes. 5 or even 6
Keep your metabolism up.
Yes, rev up the metabolism. Right. And additionally, that we should break our fast or have that breakfast meal immediately upon waking.
Because that's how you start your metabolism.
Yes, where in fact, we now know that is a myth. There is no research to back the claim that eating immediately after waking up revs up metabolism. And what we now know, based on research, based on the science, is that having a longer period of digestive rest and fasting for longer is really fantastic for accelerated fat loss. It is great because it helps the body heal and repair. It boosts the immune system and so many other benefits. So now what I teach my clients is that we should actually fast on a regular basis. My clients through the Fast Way to Fat Loss, we fast for 16 hours total each and every day, which sounds intimidating.
It was hard to start.
Yes.
It actually wasn't though. Because I've been doing it now for a while. Like I signed up for the program and I do it about halfway, but I feel like it keeps me set.
Yes.
You know, I mean, sure, I can do better, but because I'm eating from 12 to 8, I feel like my body just stays a little leaner. I don't have to work as hard.
Absolutely.
So I find I have actually more energy.
Oh, absolutely.
But
100%.
around 10, 30, 11, I'm not lying. Like,
you're hungry.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But you know what's happened over the years is that, again, the wellness industry, myself included, you know, a decade ago, we did tell people to eat less and exercise more. And when you really think about it, under eating for a long period of time and over exercising for a long period of time is going to cause an issue. You know, when you use your common sense, something's going to break. If you don't fuel your body properly and you are constantly under stress, you're exercising, you're working full time, you're raising kids, you're partying. And so, you know, what's happened is a lot of people have adrenal fatigue issues, suboptimal thyroid function. And now what we know based on, again, the science is that digestive rest is better for healing, repair, immune system, and then intermittent fasting helps with accelerated fat loss and so many other benefits that I could just go on and on. I mean, you've heard me talk for hours.
And again, I love it. This whole interview could just be about what it is that you teach. And I want to say that if you are looking for a program, it's not a diet. It really is a lifestyle. And we've heard this all the time. Like, you want to have a lifestyle, but whenever you're under eating and over exercising, that's a hard lifestyle to maintain. Please go check out Faster Way to Fat Loss. We'll definitely put the link below, but that's not what the interview is about, although it's amazing, okay? And we know so many people that have had phenomenal results. Hello, she's a mother of 3. Do I even have to begin to say what results you can get with intermittent fasting? Okay, so sidebar for a minute, Amanda.
Yes.
The fitness industry.
Yes.
Extremely competitive.
Yes.
You've carved out a niche. And when you started with this intermittent fasting way, right, you got some backlash for it because it wasn't common law like it is today.
Right.
How did you do that? Because I know for a lot of people, whether you're a man or a woman and you're starting out, like if you're doing things that are causing people to go, oh, what is she doing, right? This isn't the norm. You're going to get some flack for it. How did you deal with that in the beginning?
I started the Fast Way to Fat Loss specifically 3 years ago, and this was really ahead of its time.
3 years ago.
3 short years ago.
Amazing.
Yes. I started intermittent fasting with my in-gym clients around 4 years ago, so I'd been experimenting with fasting personally and then also with my gym clients. But when I decided to incorporate fasting into my virtual boot camps, I knew that there would be criticism. I knew that haters would come out of the woodwork, and to be honest, I had horrendous criticism. We're talking public, we're talking private. I had people say things
like
about me.
A woman's like worst nightmare.
Oh,
because
horrible.
When I work with people on camera, it's like I just don't want to be judged.
And honestly, like, think of the worst things someone could say about you and then just multiply it times 10. I mean, that is what I was dealing with. Yeah, but you know, I just kept coming back to this phrase. I continued to say, I had a purpose before anyone had an opinion. And I knew that intermittent fasting was the answer for my clients. I knew it was the answer for me. I knew it was the answer for the marketplace. And so I decided that I was gonna fight against the big breakfast companies, General Mills. I said, we're gonna boycott breakfast. I said, we're gonna do the opposite.
Breakfast is making you fat.
Yes, and so, you know, I allowed it to happen. I put my head down, continued really saying, listen, look at the science, but then also witness the success of my clients. And the success stories of my clients is what speaks volumes. And that's what I continue even now to elevate and saying, listen, I'm the guide here. I'm not the hero of the story. I'm just guiding clients, giving them the strategies that I know will work for them. It was very difficult, though. I'm not going to lie and say that there weren't some extremely dark, stressful days.
Yeah, but most people would have given up at that point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but like, I can't even handle the criticism, I'm out. But not only that, Amanda, you kept going. And one of the things that you're doing that is accelerating your brand so quickly is not just posting hot selfies of yourself, because she does have a rockin' body. I mean, you're here like pregnant and I'm like, what in the world? But I think part of your success is the fact that you're constantly showcasing your clients' results. How has that impacted your brand? Because I think that's something we all need to remember, is that it's not about us, right? Our businesses are not about us. They're a vehicle to create radical change. And you showcase that every day. What's your strategy around that?
Yeah, this has been a really important shift for me in my business, even over the past, I would say, decade. You know, at first when I was starting out as a young millennial, I was thinking it's all about me and I want the recognition and I want to be acknowledged when my clients see success. And then when I started to realize that it's really not about me and my unique purpose extends beyond myself, to now empowering other people to get well, prevent disease, and fulfill their purpose with the energy I know they should have. Then I kind of shifted my marketing efforts where, you know, I said, listen, the client is the celebrity here.
Right.
I'm not the celebrity. Yeah. And I could post selfies all day, looking hot, but
you're pulling the bikini with the baby on the arm.
I don't feel great about that type of marketing. And truly, honestly, I don't think most people deep down do feel good about that type of marketing.
It's so self-centered.
Yes.
And you do a great job, though, at keeping it real and keeping it authentic and being like, hey, guys, this is my life. Because people want to know that, too.
Yes.
Right? Because if you completely hide, then there's no relationship.
Right.
So you do a great job with that, Amanda, from a video coach to another. You do a great job. But again, I think how you highlight your client's success has been one of the reasons why you have so many people wanting to jump on board.
Yes.
I mean, 60,000 people have joined your program in just 3 years?
Yes, in simply 3 years. Yeah, we'll work with hundreds of thousands this year because we're growing so quickly. It's very thrilling.
All right, so look, everyone wants to know, how are you doing that?
Yes.
How are you building this model so quickly?
Yes.
So I just want to tell you, because she's not going to throw down the receipts or anything or bring out the P&L, but last December, this following year, okay, you were doing how much?
So last year when we started the year, you know, we were in the multiple seven figures range for the entire year, but we ended up wrapping up 2018 with a $2.5 million month. We had some $1 million weeks, which was very exciting.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
Now we're on a rocket ship. You know, it's January, so it's been a very strong month.
Right.
We're going to continue that trend, so it's been very exciting.
So you've created a model that has been a huge component, right, to expanding as quickly as you have. Can you please share with us what that is? Can I lock you in a closet and just steal all your secrets? And I just want to go back to, it's not about the money. Like, it really is about the influence. It's about the lives that you're changing. But as an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur that in 3 years has built this incredible business, Amanda, you got to give yourself some props, right? And you go, wow, look at the scalability. Because that's where most entrepreneurs hit that ceiling, is they're working for themselves, by themselves, time for dollars. So I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about the micro-influencer model that you have built. And then I want to talk about the licensing, like, coaching coaches, right? Like really elevating your clients to become leaders within the organization.
Right. So when I craft a business or even speak with someone else about their own, I'm always thinking in terms of how can it be scalable, sustainable, and potentially saleable. Now, I want to add a disclaimer that I have no desire to ever sell my business. That is not in the plan.
No offers right now, please.
Yes. There have been conversations. There will be no selling anytime soon.
Ask in 10 years.
Yes, exactly. So I crafted a business model based on a concept where I say, listen, it's good to have scalable revenue streams, recurring revenue streams, residual revenue streams, and passive revenue streams. So I thought in terms of how can I really empower my community within this model. But one important thing to understand is that I'm passionate about fat loss. However, my vision, my purpose extends beyond fat loss. I also want to equip and empower other women to earn significant income so they can recirculate their own wealth to their family, their church, and community. And so
communities change when women hold the wealth,
100%.
Right? We make different decisions.
It is one of the most important ways, if not the most important way to solve problems of the world, to empower a woman entrepreneur to make significant income. And so my passion to do this really is what drove the model. And so I decided to do two things as part of my business model. I decided to create an accredited coach certification. So if someone wanted to learn the science behind intermittent fasting, carb cycling, and whole food nutrition, they could then pay for a certification to learn the strategies, but then also they would have the right or the license to run their own clients through the Fast Way to Fat Loss. So ultimately,
it's like a train the trainer model.
It's a train the trainer. Yes, yes. And ultimately what I'm giving them is not only the certification, which again, it's NASM and AFA accredited, it's approved for CEUs, but also this opportunity or chance to say, okay, now I'm going to scale my own business with the faster way. So that was one side. And then the other side is I said, listen, there are so many women in the marketplace who are passionate about fashion or passionate about
skincare
or other complementary industries. And so I said, I want to empower those women as well to earn significant income as a partner with me. And so what I did is I empowered a fashion blogger, for example, to say, I love the faster way. It has transformed my life physically. I'm now going to share that with my followers, my blog followers and my Instagram followers. So I now have bloggers and influencers who are promoting the fast way to fat loss, and they are also earning multiple six figures promoting the program.
Yes. It's like almost creating this viral concept.
Yes.
Because nothing catches wildfire quicker than a woman telling you, you got to go do something, right? Like, this works, go get it now.
Yes.
And you're not saying it. So again, you're connecting and building relationships with these influencers.
Yes.
And they're not these like million plus. Tell us what a micro influencer is.
Yeah, really good question. So I specifically focus on working with micro influencers, typically bloggers who have between, let's say, 3,000 and 10,000 followers. That's kind of my wheelhouse.
That's great.
I don't have to work with people who have 1 million plus followers now. That being said, I have plenty of influencers now who are coming to the table who do have hundreds of thousands or even over 1 million followers, which is why things are really going to start taking off in 2019. And one really unique thing is I don't pay my influencers to do the program. Like many companies would say, I'm going to sponsor you to, promote this product. I say, listen,
hashtag ad.
You have to pay. Yeah. I say, you have to pay. I want you to put your money where your mouth is. I do not comp them. They pay for the program and they speak authentically about the program.
Yeah.
I'm not getting, involved with the ads and the sponsored posts and those types of things. I say, listen, this is the best program on the market. You need this program. Do it. And if you love it, share it authentically with your followers, and then I will give you a generous commission. And one really important piece of the puzzle is that I have aligned incentives with my micro influencers and said, listen, I want this to be a partnership. I want to be on the same team with you. And instead of me just giving you a 30% commission, I'm going to give you a 50% commission, or I'm going to give you a recurring commission, or I'm going to give you.
So great, Amanda.
And so that has been a really important piece. My model is very generous. And if
and you are too, though. I mean, you're like, here, let me share what I've done.
Thank you.
And how you empower other women to do what you're doing too. So
Yes.
I think that's not just with your affiliates or with your, influencers. It's who you are.
Thank you. Yeah. It's a core value of our company, and it has served us well. And we are genuinely generous. But if you ladies learn anything, it's that. Listen, if you're giving a blogger 6% commission on a Nordstrom, swipe up to shop, they're not going to keep staying loyal with the Nordstrom, whatever. Like, they want to make real money too, so they can recirculate their wealth. So it's been really exciting to watch this unfold.
I can only imagine. Okay, so you've had a lot of wins this year.
Yes.
You've also had some heartache this year, like some really big challenges. What would you say has been your greatest challenge this last year?
Okay, great question. My biggest challenge this past year, which is something that I will most likely continue to deal with, as any business owner does. I had a few people who went through the coach certification and were extremely successful. I poured a lot of time, energy, passion into helping them grow their businesses. And then they, decided to literally copy paste all of my content, like Control A, Control C, change the name just slightly, copy paste the whole sales page, pop it on their site, and run the business as their own.
You gotta wonder, Amanda, like, what are they smoking? Like, do they really think like this is a great way to run a business? Let me just copy all the IP.
Yes.
So how did you deal with that?
So here's the deal. First and foremost, women who do that will not be successful. And unfortunately,
or anyone in the world, right?
Yeah. And I have a certain set of morals and ethics, as do you, and it's disappointing to me when someone betrays me like that.
Sure. We take it personal too.
Really do.
I mean, we really get our feelings hurt. I think a guy can be like, hey Guido.
Right. My senior director of operations is like, we're giving these people too much time. It's irrelevant. They're just a fly. And so,
But it hurts us.
It does.
It feels personal.
Yes. And now I can speak about it, and truly I have, it doesn't trigger me. Right. Even to speak about it, I'm not upset about it anymore. And that for me has been like a big mindset shift here recently where, even now I could see someone, 2 weeks ago, my attorney sent me a screenshot of someone had literally even put faster way to fat loss on the title, same sales page, same content, and it didn't even bother me.
Yeah.
I just dropped it because I realized that, someone who does that is not going to be successful.
Right.
And even if they are, it doesn't matter because there are so many other people who are doing the right things at the right time for the right reasons in my community who I can focus on, and that's really what I have to kind of hold on to. Now, of course, my legal counsel is going to send them letters, and they're going to go back and forth, and I absolutely may sue them here in the near future.
Right, but it's like you've made it to a different level in business because I don't care who you are, if you've reached the top, there's going to be people who want to copy what you do, right? But can I just say, find your own original, right? Because you actually do give them all the tools, right? But there's enough for everyone. And I find too, I've literally gone to sites where it's word for word my copy, and I'm like, this sounds so familiar. And you kind of chuckle and take it as a compliment, and then have your legal team deal with it. But I would say that's just part of probably growth and becoming a true leader, Amanda, which you really are in this industry. So for someone who's watching, who's has this idea, maybe they're scared of being judged, or they're really looking, because you too, you and your husband work together, you have 3 children. What would you say to a woman right now who is really looking to take their business to that next level? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, you have to find the passion, the why, the unique purpose that drives you. If you don't have clarity around that vision and mission, you will fail. For me,
you'll just burn out.
Oh, 100%. You'll hit up against challenges, or someone will criticize you. My husband said to me 3 years ago at one point, he said, most people would be in the corner of their office crying and have quit by now, and you're still going.
In the fetal position.
Oh yeah, literally. He's like, how are you still going? And I said, listen, it's because, again, I have a purpose, and my vision is to do this, and that is why I'm here. And it's what is God's expectation of you this year? So instead of thinking in terms of what are the challenges, how could I fail, what are the downsides, it's what is God's expectation of you? And not is it possible, but how good could it get?
Yeah, how can I step into that? How do I become more of that?
Yes.
Right? Oh, so beautiful, Amanda. I love it. Okay, before we wrap, I think sometimes as an entrepreneur, there are so many things that we can do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And part of really, I think, scaling and becoming successful is focusing on that one thing.
Yes.
Right? So how was that for you to let go of another piece really focus on one? Because we want to do all and be all for everyone.
Yes, very difficult. Keri is referencing a digital marketing agency that I had for several years. I owned and operated a digital marketing agency for female entrepreneurs. And the truth is, I'm great at marketing, and I love to mentor women. Thank you. I love to help women strategize and create effective funnels. But after having my 3rd baby exactly a year ago, I decided that I really owed it to her to focus on one thing instead of several. And so I made the difficult decision to shut down the agency, which was a really hard decision. I had put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into scaling the agency, and it was a 7-figure vertical for the business. And
that would be painful for so many reasons, right?
Yeah, and you ladies know a business is like a baby, and at some point it becomes like a child and then a teenager, and I had to literally send my child on.
Let it go.
That was not fun. And it's possible that at some point I will reopen the agency, relaunch it, but For now, I've learned to simplify and focus and really keep the main thing, which is why I believe the faster way has been so successful this past year as well.
Absolutely, because what we focus on is what we create. And I think this past year has been such a great example of making some tough decisions and really going, what is that expectation for myself, for God, for my family? And when we're too distracted, we really can't create that massive, great work in the world. So thank you for doing everything that you're doing. So if people want to learn more about the faster way to fat loss, how do they do that? Because they're all Googling right now, faster way.
Great question. It is fasterwaytofatloss.com, but you can also find me on Instagram at Amanda Tress or at fastwaytofatloss.
Yeah, I love it. She's wicked smart businesswoman. She is an incredible mom. She cares about people, and she can get you super fit and lean. Like, what else could you ask for? Amanda, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today. And thank you so much for watching this Inspired Living interview. I hope you are inspired to do and be and create magnificent, amazing things in the world. So my question to you is, what is God's expectation of you this year? What is that big vision that you are holding for yourself and the people that you want to impact? Please post it below, because when you are inspired, you inspire others, and that is truly what this world is all about. And as always, remember to keep dreaming it, living it, and being it. Until next time. You've just heard another uplifting episode of Inspired Living with Keri Murphy, the podcast. I hope you loved it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. And if you'd like to know more about Inspired Living or to get your hands on many of our awesome free resources, such as the Be Studio Ready Guide, simply visit us at inspiredliving.tv/podcast. Remember, your vision is your destiny, and we're here to help you bring it to life. Join me again next week for another extraordinary episode.